Okay, welcome back to what we were discussing in the lean startup methods for the early startups. And we are on the vision layer. Within the vision, we have four further sub stages, and we are done with the start stage, and then we are discussing the define stage. So when we are defining a product, this is what we have already described in our previous session, that an entrepreneurship has got to be defined as an institution, and then it should offer a product and innovation, and then the context. What we have to do, we have to build innovation into the roots of our organizations. That is bottom up in nature. So seeds are innovation. And if you just be reminded that innovation does not mean that you have to bring something into life that does not exist. These are some of the examples. It could be a novel scientific discovery. It could be repurposing of an existing technology for a new use. It could be devising a new business model that unlocks the hidden value, or it will be bringing up a product or a service to a new location or to the previously underserved set of customers. They are all qualifying to be the innovative approaches. So the risk taking has got to be built within the very fiber of the organization. So the bottom up nature of the innovation has got to be invested within the very roots of the organization that we are building. The risk taking has got to be stitched within the organizational fiber. We have to test multiple ideas, and then the time to hold the market owing to your earlier innovation shrinking. The only solution, invest in innovation and to innovate more. Build innovation factory. So apply the lean startup technologies and then develop innovation or experimentation. This is a top leadership job. So we can say that this innovation, stitching of innovation within the very fiber of the startup is culture. This culture has got to be promoted, and like any culture change, the responsibility rests with the top leadership. The third stage is learn. The question is, when you are learning in a startup, how should you learn? What should we build and for whom? Critical question. If you have a learning, if you have not set up a learning cycle, or you don't know how to learn, what if you end up building something that nobody wanted? This is a critical question within the startup building. All young entrepreneurs, when they start building, they fell in love with their products, and they build either they build a product that is not required, or they build so many features into a product that customers may appreciate the product, but they don't like many of the features that the innovators have forecasted to be the hot features. So now we should be asking this question, that if we are building, what if we are building up something that nobody wants? Does it matter if we are making the right progress? So what we did it on time and within the budgetary limit. If you have built something that no one wants, an unwanted product, an unwanted feature and you have completed it within the budgetary limit and within the time, but that is of no value. We spent money, we kept people busy, and there is a very lame excuse at the end of the day. We say, at least we learned something. Learning is the oldest excuse in the book of failure of execution. When we fail to execute, that is an excuse that we did the experimentation to learn something. You may hide behind this, but how about those who have invested a lot of money? Investors who fuel your idea with their money, your own time and their time, your own energy and their energy. So learning or experimenting or building something just to learn is not a great idea. That is why within the vision phase, learn is the third step. What should we build and for whom? What markets could we enter and dominate? How could we build durable value that would not be subject to erosion by competition? How can you outcompete those who are trying to build a similar solution? If the goal is learning, are there any cheaper ways to do it? How much effort has gone into learning? This is all validated learning. What is the point of building a product and marketing it perfect to learning that customers don't want that? So it means that all the money that we have spent to learn, that money is simply gone waste. So when we are learning, we have to appreciate the difference between the value and the waste. We must learn which of our efforts are value creating and which are wasteful. This is the first question in lean manufacturing, as the name has been taken from the lean manufacturing. Lean manufacturing defines value, and then the value flow, and then the pull. So similarly, when we are adopting the lean startup methods for our early startups, we have to define what activities in our startup they are valued and what is a trash or waste. Learning to see waste and then systematically eliminating. This is typical Toyota theme. Everything that benefits the customer is a value, and everything else is waste. So what is learning if it does not benefit the customer? That is the consequence of building a wrong product, and that is total waste. You may come up with an excellent idea, but the idea could be ahead of its time. The idea is not executed. The customers did never appreciate it, or the customers don't know the problem that you are trying to solve. So an otherwise excellent idea shall be waste because nobody is going to buy that idea. Now the question is how far we must go in product development to know if customer really wanted it. Why 100%? Why not 50%? Why not just 5%? And the question is, can we learn the same with lesser effort, lesser energy, and lesser amount of time? How could we know without building that our assumptions are wrong? So this is where, how could we avoid this waste? Because in this sense, learning itself becomes waste. What if the customers do not know what they want? These are all the questions that must be offered at this stage when we are learning. So let's not spend money just to learn that whatever we have built is not required. Then we have to understand zero and its significance, zero versus small numbers. Zero invites imagination. Small numbers invite question. If the big numbers are there to be achieved, the question is, shall they ever be translated? As long as nothing is released, no data have been collected. Success can be imagined. Small numbers put cold water on that hope. The brutal incentive is postpone getting anything or any data until you are certain of success. That is something that should attract your imagination. Now, there are some unfortunate effects: increasing the amount of wasted work, decreasing the essential feedback, and increasing the risk that startup shall build of losing the early market capture. So if you are not going to build anything unless you are sure of success, now this surety or certainty is a trap itself. Now you have to hold a balance between losing the early movers advantage or capturing the early moving advantage and the commitment that you have to make in terms of committing the resources. So the fourth step is experiment. In the experiment, we are going to answer a few questions. Which customer opinions should we listen to, if any? How should we prioritize across many features that we are building into one product? What can be changed safely and what may anger the customers? What may please today's customers at the cost of tomorrow's customers? What should we work on next? So a true experiment that shall follow scientific method. It will start with a clear hypothesis. It shall involve the prediction about what would happen. It will test the predictions empirically, and the goal is how to build a sustainable business. What we have to do, we have to think big, but we have to start small. So the question is, what customers should we listen to? How should we prioritize across many features? What can be changed safely? And what is going to make the today's customers happy? It may anger the tomorrow's customer. And then what lies ahead? All these answers shall be given by a true experiment, and that experiment shall follow the scientific method. It starts with a clear hypothesis, prediction about what would happen, test the predictions, then startup vision, and the goal is how to build a sustainable business. So this is the vision phase, the first phase. Within the vision phase, we have covered 4 sub-steps, and that was start, define, learn, and experiment. Thank you so very much. Hope to see you in next session soon.